I
guys, so,
shouldn't do the widow flank because that's
Cass, no!
bad, right?
sorry. Do it. There we go.
Okay, that's better.
The widow
Perfect.
flank is
Now we're
bad,
guaranteed to
right?
win.
Or is it
Huh?
like
Wait, what's up?
the widow flank?
Oh, there's no
is
sound.
It's up to
bad.
you. If
Wait,
you want
maybe
to do
it's
it, go for
There
it.
we go.
You gotta be
I hate
really
hearing
quiet about it
myself.
though.
It sounds so bad.
So that means no grapple.
See, as a ninja,
Okay.
Can
I'm
you even
gonna
hear
have
yourself?
to make a shadow
Yes,
clone.
it sounds so bad. I sound
And
like
then
a
have
12.
that-
Wait, what happened?
I hate hearing myself. I sound like I'm a 12-year-old.
Transform.
Aren't
Doesn't
you
matter.
12-year-old?
No.
I'll go sim, teleport you over, come back
How
as
old do you think
Lucio.
I am?
It's
How
cool.
old you?
You sound 12, but I know you're like 22.
Yeah. Why? Maybe it's the mic makes me
Wait.
sound 12.
Dumb thing. Do we want
Do
to
you
sim
not-
tele over
do
and then
you
I go
not
Lucio
sound
and we all come
12?
across?
In real life?
Whoa.
I
That
don't
sounds like
think
a lot
so.
of setup
I can't hear
time.
myself in real life, so I
It's
don't
not
know.
crazy.
Look at Mars's
Wait, what was-
FPS and
can you repeat
latency.
the
That's so much
question?
better than I'll ever get.
I don't have to teleport myself.
Wait,
back
what
in.
usually FPS do
I
you
go,
play
I
at?
go sim. I go
60.
sim. Teleport
Well,
us
I was
all
at
over and
60
then
up
go
until, like,
Lucio
2
and we'll all
months
ride
ago.
across.
I will
Same.
say
We're
that,
in point,
but
and they
I'm
have to come to
lagging,
us.
so I will probably fall off the
Okay, let's
fucking.
not do that then.
They'll come to us by the time you get back. They'll
Oh, there's
Nat.
Nat.
Just sit there like, oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't think we've had a team notice it yet.
Monarch
Really?
was there last week.
What are we doing?
Just going.
Just
we're going.
Already we're walking in without a plan. You guys were kind of confused as to what to do. The Widow Genji's not bad here, but when you're playing the Widow Genji, you want to hold the, you want to push in the left side of choke and then hold the hut and play those sight lines and give your Widow the long.
There it is.
Alright. We hustle our
Watch
muscles.
boop, watch boop.
This is good. That's huge.
Nice deflect.
Speeding in 3,
Running
2,
half.
1. Sorry, no personal. Sorry, no personal.
Right, Nancy.
So you
right,
guys brawl,
I'm
which
going,
isn't
going,
bad.
Going back in.
You make
Right
it
down.
work.
Right down. Go, 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 go.
Nice.
But ideally, you're pushing in and fighting from right here. Because they did have the Hanzo, I believe. And that's an easy way to just lose your Zarya or lose
Get away from.
a squishy.
Hanzo 1. Hanzo down.
Nice.
Get
Get
this
Zarya,
Zarya, Zarya,
Zarya.
Zarya.
Where are
Sorry,
you,
sorry.
orb?
Sorry, Sam.
Moira no
Moira,
fit.
Moira.
Mora.
You guys didn't even need me. I like flames.
Speeding.
By the time I
I'm
got
gonna
a-
get aggressive so they can't recontest.
Got it.
Alright,
Hi, Tess. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm doing doing good. Thank you.
They don't look like they want to
Oh.
contest.
No, they're not. Alright, I'm gonna attack you back.
I have my ult.
That was fast.
Alright, we're gonna speed boost Radiant again. We have Muse ult. We can do it.
Don't worry, I'll miss.
Alright, so if we do have a Shatter on board, and we want to fight that fast, we should be aggressively, as a team, looking to open up. Harass the hell out of the Rhine, get those Zarya bubbles out, and go for a big play with that. Because you're well ahead of them in ultimate economy. By the time you open up that Shatter, your Genji will have the blade here. So walking in, that should be kind of the communication. We have a Shatter here. Let's get a quick Shatter and open up the blade.
Alright, no comp switches. 3, 2, 1. Speeding.
Go.
Speeding. No projecting, no projecting.
Nice, shoot.
I got right down. I'm asleep. I'm dead.
We're all huge.
You have 2 down.
Fine, we have blade. We have nano blade for next push. Get out if you
I
can.
just died to die.
So yeah, that was winnable if you guys go together on the engagement.
I'm asleep.
Hold on.
No projecting, no projecting.
Nice, shoot.
So you guys committed to the left side of point. Mew and our healers went here. Mars went here. If Mars stays with you, or if you go with Mars, the Moira dies. They don't get the healing from that, and it becomes an easier fight. Once a fight starts breaking down, recognizing the priority targets in the chaos is super impactful. Especially if it's we just went 5-5 or 5-4, or it's an uneven fight, but they have a Reaper on the field or a McCree on the field. That should be our biggest priority if we don't have a tank. If we've lost our DPS, we need to turtle. We need to play a little slower and look for an opening. So these things should kind of be at the back of our minds, and in our we should subconsciously act on them by understanding that once we lose certain pieces of our team comp, we it affects our playstyle in a certain way.
Okay.
Speeding.
Go.
Speeding. No projecting, no projecting.
Nice, shoot.
I got Ryan down. I'm asleep.
You could have called the shatter. Also, Mars could have bladed right here. A blade on the ulting Moira is pretty free. He just needs to call for heals, right? It. Or just say like blading Moira, and that'll pull you guys off that side of point, or let you guys know like look for your blade and look for your Genji. Or worst case, it's like it lets you guys know that you're split up and you gotta just back up it for a second and get together.
I'm asleep. I'm dead.
We're all huge.
So
You have two
because I think our Zarya might have been late to get in with you. And then our Genji deserted you, so it became a 4 versus 3 right here. And it's only a Reinhardt, a Lucio, and an Ana trying to fight against a team full of damage. So I think that's why that kind of fell apart there.
Fine, we have blade. We have nano blade for next push. Get out if you can.
I just died to die.
Yeah, just die. We have nano blade next push. I can speed it in.
What? I'm gonna try to call it out.
Rip. Mars.
Okay, this is gonna sound dumb. Grumpy and Mars, go up on the left side, take one of those platforms around the back, and Mars is gonna jump with the blade, and we're gonna speed boost in at the same time. Grumpy, you're gonna keep riding it around and heal from top left.
I hate this idea. We don't need to get that creative here. We need our Ana to stay with our main tank and be our bulk healer.
We'll distract them.
Yep.
Splitting up here
No one can hide.
is super dangerous. And if they do recognize it,
Position, we'll go in.
if it's like, oh shit, there's only 3 of them,
Rest shield. Don't take a bunch
they
of damage.
can,
Alright, we're here.
All right,
they
they're
can
ready.
capitalize.
3, 2, 1, go.
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 Oh, the stone. I'm breaking my brain. I got pinned. I'm down.
So, what should have happened here is you guys walk in together. You guys just coordinate a 3-2-1 speed boost and nanoblade. And if you're nanoblading while the amp is still active, that Genji with nano is super fucking fast coming at them. Plus our Zarya's with our Genji and knows where the bubble has to go. Like, it just becomes a lot easier to play together if we're not sending 2 teammates on a weird flank. Also, once our Ana nanos the Genji there, what does she do? She drops on the point here and dies? Like, I don't like that.
Damn, that was unfortunate.
Fuck.
That could have
It was a
worked.
massive shatter.
I'm just one.
Yeah.
Dang it.
That's my bad. We shouldn't have tried something stupid like that.
No, that was great. We just
That was
didn't counter for the
100% my
shatter.
fault.
I'll be tracing.
If that were to work, the Ana and Genji would have had to be a lot more patient and allowed the tanks to take space and pull some of the CC towards them first. Once you hear like a Brig no bash or Zarya no friendly, that's our trigger to engage. That's what should signify us go in.
Hanzo's chasing? Fuck is he?
I think also another
We
problem
really
was
have to
I
take care
wasn't
of them
wearing the
where
right
it
skin.
is. Without that, they're pretty donezo.
You just want to speed right in?
Yeah, dry run to build ults. No ults here. No matter what. Even if you get them, dry run, no ults. Alright, ready? Speeding 3, 2, 1, go.
No,
Brick low, brick low.
I mean, I need
Brick low.
I'm on.
We got grab and rally are out. And Hanzo. Huge. We got 3 big ults.
That was a great call by
Just
Dang.
dying point.
The dry push, not using ults, getting their ults out, resetting the ult economy there with a lot of time left on the clock is a really, really good call. That's good game sense there by Dang.
We got 3 big ults there.
We have.
We got grab, dragon, and rally there.
And we're gonna have 2 more ults coming up. We're
Yep.
gonna have grab, beat, and
If we do have test on Zarya, I noticed across all the games he was a little hesitant to use his grav. The moment we get it, we should be using it and building another one. Obviously, if it's already a one fight, we don't want to throw it in, but most other situations, just like use it to win a fight and go from there. People put grav on a pedestal when it comes to ultimates because they think it's super hard to charge, but playing as a team, you can charge it in a fight and a half at worst.
And Shatter.
I'm gonna beat on Blade. This Ryan's out of position.
I'm not there with you. Hang on.
I don't know.
Mars could call for a top off
Is
here.
Ryan at choke or no?
He's on point.
No. Okay.
Oh.
I'm behind that pillar. Excuse me? Okay, that's my bad. That's my bad. 100% impeding. Alright. I'll have beat when I get back.
Thank you.
I'm lagging
I have
a
my
little
Shatter.
bit.
Do you want to go in on grab?
At this point, if I'm in the game, I'm calling. We don't have Blade, but we have Grav. We're gonna just speed boost in, use Grav, make sure our Reinhardt and Genji are available to swing into it, and dash reset through it.
We can go in grab. Alright.
What's up?
Yeah,
What's
I'll look for a
happening?
graph.
We're watching out to the VOD review.
Yep. Alright,
Oh.
ready?
Yep.
5, so give me 4 seconds, 4 seconds, then I have speed.
Okay.
Alright, 2.
Oh, what's up, Grumpy?
Alright, good.
Hi.
If you want to join us, the link is in the OwOSA chat.
Which one is it the visor one?
Mm-hmm. It's not the visor that has the bad reputation, like the in-game coaching thing. It's
Oh.
just a VOD review tool. So yeah, just like in between fights, we should be on top of calling out how we're planning to win the next fight. Even if the plan goes to shit, we should just try to have some sort of plan and direction so all 6 people know what to expect and what to work towards.
Oh shit, I need to heal, I need heals bad. 3, 2, 1, speed.
Great countdown. We should do that every time.
Huge
Big
rest.
grab.
On me, behind.
I'm on Zarya.
Zarya's low.
You're just they're always behind me. I always die immediately, and then, yeah.
We still have Pulse Bomb and
Switch
Shatter.
to Moira. Switch to Moira instead of the Ana.
Yeah.
I like that call. If we are struggling to keep our Ana alive in the backline on a map like Volskaya, having a Moira that can play with us on point is a logical and effective call out here. We are, however, 80 to the Nanoblade, and let's see what you guys do with
Be a
it.
little bit more evasive, and that Genji won't be able to do as much.
No, I
without
just
you.
switched, yeah.
You could have waited for the Nanoblade and then tried to switch with 3.5 minutes left. Not the worst switch though.
Try not to fade
They
until
don't have
after
a
he
Zen,
dashes onto you.
so the blade's either getting
But
value or it
don't
isn't.
die because of it.
Okay, I have my Shatter.
Alright, cool. We have Shatter Blade here.
They have a Sonic.
1 second.
Alright, ready?
Yep.
If they have
3,
Sonic,
2,
try to call
1,
where.
Straight in.
I mean,
This
at
fire
that
strike
point,
is
obviously, it's
huge.
at the door. But
Zarya no bubbles,
your team might not be looking the same way as you.
Ryan's low.
There's dragons.
Ryan's coming in.
Genji in the back.
I'm more. Sorry. Break down.
They were doing really good at keeping that
Shattering.
Ryan alive.
I got 4 down.
This is huge kill.
Ryan. Ryan's low. Ryan's down.
Zarya's half.
Get Zarya.
Behind.
It's Genji.
Nice.
Let's cover the entrances.
So that was messy, but it worked. Focusing the Rhine first is tricky if you're not playing goats. Versus, like, goats v goats, it's okay. But in other comps, you generally want to go for either the Zarya or a Squishy. Because the Rhine will be the easiest and pocketed thing on their side.
Coming back now.
Brig half on point. Brig one.
I'm on my leg. Nice.
Got this Ryan, he's slow.
I can charge in. And
Moira ult. Genji's on the side.
Waifu always gets me.
Stop.
dead. Nice.
We almost have Blade.
Are you guys familiar with how pro team comms sound at this point in a game?
I don't watch pro teams.
So what on 2CP second point cap especially is when you'll hear comms get the most chaotic but also collected. The moment you guys win a fight here, your focus fire has to be 100% on point. Everybody that's alive needs to be looking at the same thing. So let's go back. We win. Who dies for us? We lose Dank early.
Sorry. Break down. Shattering. I got 4 down.
That's huge. Go.
Run. Run slow.
Yeah, I
Break
think
down,
they're in the
break down.
back line too.
Zarya's half.
Get Zarya.
Like after this fight.
Behind.
It's Genji.
So yeah, the Genji was probably back here somewhere.
Genji just died.
Nice.
Oh, alright. So yeah, at this point, this is where things have to be super clean. I think the Brig
Cover that.
manages. Yeah, the Brig comes in with Rally. Everybody should just be saying Brig. Brig until the Brig's dead. As soon as that target's dead, it's the next target coming in. It's silly and sounds super funny once you listen back to it, but the best way to force focus fire is to just repeat the name of the thing you're looking at until it's dead. Especially in these situations where it's like an ulting Brig, you need everybody to focus that. Otherwise, otherwise it's really hard. Like this is basically like a Mei with ice block at this point in terms of stall.
Coming back down.
So we have a high charge Zarya. We have
Brick one.
Nice.
Genji. They should be just like holding her there, body blocking her there, not making it possible for their team to walk in. The kill on the run is really good. You guys survived that.
Genji's on the side.
Waifu always gets.
The Genji, so that he probably just like dashed in and sliced immediately. Cause let's see, health wise here.
I can charge in. And...
Where all?
Damn it, Mars doesn't look back to point, so we don't really know. But I assume it was either like he saw our Moira just faded, or he saw a low health Moira, because he like that. I think that right there is what swings the fight. Is their Genji realizing that they picked the Lucio at the beginning of the fight. If our main healer dies mid-fight, it's going to be really hard for us to finish.
Genji's on the side.
Yeah.
Waifu always gets me.
And that's something they might have recognized and called out as a team, is get their main healer. If their healer dies, we can stop the cap. So as a team playing defensively, that's something we can try to do ourselves, is if we're in a trickle situation. The only person we should be trying to fight in that trickle situation is the main healer. Trying to get rid of them and remove from the equation.
Stop.
Dead. Nice.
We almost have Blade.
With your tanks dead, you don't win this, I think.
Just dying point.
Yeah. The reset gets called for, that's really good.
Blade. We almost have Grav. We're close to Grav.
Almost.
They'll probably have
You can
beat for it.
combo.
I can probably farm
just
Blade
swapped Lucio.
or beat up. Yeah, they won't have beat. They just swapped Lucio to recontest. Watch out for the Hanzo top right.
Yes.
Can we go top right to deny him space?
Okay.
He fought back. So did Genji.
No.
That's a good call, that's a good denial of high
Fine, it's
ground.
fine. Just wait here.
You guys
I'll
get
take
map
unnecessary
control,
poke.
you're waiting on your run.
Nice.
Alright.
I'm a
Ready?
slow
We're gonna
bitch.
go
Yep.
straight down on him. Around to the right.
It happens.
Alright.
3, 2, wait.
I have grab.
3,
grab this
2,
fight?
1. Speed. Jump across onto the Genji.
Trying to grab it.
Big grab,
I got
good
pinned, I got
communication and patience.
Genji, Genji.
Nice. Nice.
Where's Mo?
Get that Ryan, get that Ryan, get that Ryan.
So the reason that works is we understand our win conditions available, we're patient, and we look to engage, dependent on our win condition. So Dank's like, wait until I get my amp, then we go. So that was a really good patience play by you guys, good discipline, and you do lose both tanks eventually. I think Mew dies early, and then Test dies, but with 2 ticks left, 4 bodies on, I think you guys should get it here.
I'll be back now.
3 people on.
I don't like playing the doors here. The Lucio's fine. The Tracer, I feel like with 2 people dead, we should just be looking to get as many bodies on point as possible here.
On point.
3 on.
Because the Lucio can get the quick boop. You guys cap it anyway, I'm sure. Yeah.
Nice.
But
Huge.
if they are close to touching, the more people, the better.
Yeah, I think they went out the other door too.
Yeah, I
So
always make that
having 2
mistake.
people-
I always try to go the other way, and I'm like, damn, this took way longer.
Good job.
Prepare your defenses.
I'd rather
Do you want to
go
do double
Moira,
sniper here?
if that's okay. I feel more comfortable on her on this
Dude,
map.
I was feeling
Moira?
so off
No,
this
no,
entire
don't.
time.
It happens.
My
especially,
cooldowns were just not good.
like, if you're not amped up and shit, throwing yourself into a super competitive situation, it can be really off-putting and like throw you off your groove, kind of.
I'm totally fine with you running.
I've had those scrims for sure where it's just like, fuck, I wasn't ready for this.
Do we go to Lucio again, or do you think the Zen's better here for defense? I could
feel-
also run the Brig.
I feel Brig would be nice.
Try
I don't think we
Brig.
have
If
we can go with that.
If Brig doesn't work, then I'll go back to the Lucio for second point.
Test. Okay, there you are. Just making sure.
With every death comes.
Let's talk about this comp. I feel like this comp's very tough to get value out of. Just because these 2, while they work well with our tanks, they don't really work well with our DPS. And our DPS kind of want to play by themselves. But if one of them gets shut down, it's really easy to shut both of them down and wreck us
my
from
flail
there.
is so pretty.
If they recognize that,
but
like,
not gold.
they just don't have to fight our tanks, they have to shut
my
down our
shield gold?
snipers,
No.
it becomes easier
Do you
to
have gold
beat
weapons
comps
for me?
like these.
Yeah, I do.
It's like a nice
Um,
rose gold though.
I grow tired.
It's
Oh
shiny.
yeah, it's nice. You have a
What
shiny.
would
You have a
I-
shiny pink.
It's a
I
shiny.
don't mind the
Ooh, I'm lagging a little bit, or a
Same
lot.
here.
Holy shit.
I don't mind the Widow Hanzo, I just think
Yeah,
it should
my
be
Lacey's
with
going
an
up
Ana
and
Zen.
So Dan and I will be.
Or even a
AFK
Mora
first.
Zen.
It's
Just
fine,
so like
we're
the Zen
not playing
can
shit, we're
harmony
actually
the
What?
whoever's being dove.
I'm getting like,
Nah, we're
And
I missed
Our
it
enemies
because it moved
potentially
me to
help them
AFK,
survive,
so I'm
yeah.
gonna the server, 'cause I'm getting like.
Plus a defensive ult would have been really big here.
It's like,
Trying
you
to
said you don't mind the Widow Hanzo, then it moved me to the AFK channel. Reset after that.
Oh, what was it? I don't mind the Widow Hanzo. I just don't think they interact well with the healers that we had. So if we are gonna run the Moira Brig, we might run like a McCree or a Reaper, somebody that's gonna be in the mid to front line fighting with the tanks.
What about instead of the Brig? 'Cause I remember the person who was going Brig didn't know
Zen.
what they wanted to play. What should we have recommended? Because they didn't know
I would have liked the
or
Zen
what we
there.
had.
Just for the defensive ult. Zenyatta or even Lucio, because Lucio enables the tanks, provides the defensive ult as well. The only thing is understanding that Sheeps usually runs the Hanzo or the McCree. If they're going to run Hanzo Zarya, we do definitely want the Zen defensively. So yeah, defending on 2 CP, I do like a Zen usually. Whether you're running 3 support or 2 support, he just makes life easier.
Okay, which is only 10 higher than these.
I'm getting 43 latency.
They're coming around the left side. It's like,
Yeah, left.
yeah, they're left side. This side.
Nice.
Yeah, no heals, no heals.
That was the most bullshit. Oh my god.
Even he knew. I hate those shots from Hanzo where it's just like, fuck, he just beat me and didn't even mean to.
Top, Hanzo top.
Good call of the Hanzo
You have to
top.
deny that
Keeps
Hanzo
Mars
top.
alive there.
Yep.
Climb up,
Mars.
Mars, I've got you armor, so.
Do we
Give it a Sonic,
watch?
give it a Sonic.
Where are we?
Mars, I'm gonna keep armoring you as long as you're up there.
We're going to our right, going to our right.
Moira
Yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah. Pressure him, pressure him. Rotate point, rotate
Push
point,
him, push him,
Point,
push
go
him.
point.
rotate point. I've got heals for you and two Nat.
Oh, I
in the
got
window.
one shot.
I hated that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And at this point, with the Moira Brig, only having a Brig to fight this, you guys should have just been like die on point. Mars could have called the Hanzo window. That's one thing I do want us to work on is just like, even if we're not fighting against something, if your teammates have to take care, you can just be like Hanzo top left window care. And it's a quick little call out that lets your team know to dodge those sight lines. So yeah, that's something Mars could definitely do there to help you stay alive from his sight lines. Because again, like what you see, your teammates might not always see. So any information you can share that might help them stay alive or play better is always beneficial.
You guys don't have main heals.
Ryan is half.
Break him die, break slow. I'm on Ryan. Ryan charge. I'm on Ryan.
Genji's on me.
Oh,
Genji on our widow, Genji on our widow.
I'm dead.
Yeah, no,
I'm
this
saying
is
I'll
like
orb to point.
Yeah.
Should I try to contest or not?
No.
No, that's not gonna work.
Dude, it was just unlucky. I just got headshot by a sonic arrow.
Nah, it's cool.
Objective lost.
They're gonna try to push extremely hard here.
Defense point.
Should we
Just
get
be
a
ready.
break?
Mars tried to die. I was Brig and it wasn't working.
Okay.
No one can hide from my sight.
Putting Mars on break here and running essentially goats with Widow instead of Diva could have been really effective because you outright win the fight on the ground and then Nat gets to duel the Hanzo and then help you guys on the ground.
Break shield, focus shield.
Get him. He's dead.
He's
Shatter,
one.
shatter,
Nice.
shatter.
Big shutdown there.
I'm pinned.
Get Ryan.
Run half, run one.
Low. Nice.
Focus
I'm
around.
on break,
Focus
I'm on
around.
break,
Get the
break,
break,
Good
break,
focus
break,
on
break,
the
break.
run. Good focus on the
Big
break.
no bash. I'm on
Good
break.
call on the
Coming back.
cooldown.
She got the health back.
Get break.
Ryan, no
Break.
friendly.
You can still get break. Break one.
The Moira's
Nice.
one too. Oh, never
Good
mind.
follow. Do you guys chase it?
Thank you.
This is back up.
This will improve your
I'm just gonna.
So that's a
get
good
played.
call to back up. I'm generally bad at tracking that sometimes. If the first pick of the fight happens early, and then we go and have a long fight, we shouldn't try to chase those last one or two picks because they will have reinforcements by that time. So good call to back up there. Game sense.
What do we have? We have Grav next. And Blade.
They're fucking fantastic. So that's something that I want to see happen between every fight. Grumpy did it there. Any of us can do it. What do we have? It's an easy thing to say, but
Huge Nat.
it changes the dynamic and thought process of your team.
Nice, Nat. Huge. That's
Good
two.
job, Nat.
Extremely fast.
They have him right now.
I'm gonna sit right here and heal.
Careful, Beartoss.
Yeah.
So if they're playing McCree Hanzo against your Widow Genji, they're gonna win the shield war. It's something you can still win against, but something that should be noted and vocalized so that your tanks know to play a certain style. In this case, more conservative.
And Hanzo. Alright, if it gets hairy, I'm gonna speed back the point. That's.
Alright, we gotta fall
I
back.
consider that hairy.
I almost have grab.
Ryan,
Probably
probably.
Shield,
Grav
shield,
too. They
shield,
probably
shield,
have Grav
shield.
too. They're probably looking for Grav.
Ryan half.
That's
And this is where
huge.
not having a
I can
defensive ult
I almost have
fights
grab.
you
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, Nat.
Alright, Nat.
I'm respawning now.
Beating.
You see.
Kneel.
Grab that grab.
Kill him, kill him, kill him. I'm down, I'm down. Nice. Careful. Oh.
She be always good. Oh my gosh. We got
Coming
this.
back now, I'm coming back now. Now it's coming back too.
This is.
I'm
I
down.
almost had my ult. I almost.
So that was a tilter, and I can tell because you guys did have the win condition available. You just allowed them to push in with their grab first and couldn't set it up. They grab dragoned. If our Genji's not in the grab, he can call to grab anyways. So you guys can counter grab and wipe them with blade. I think. Let's see that fight.
Probably
Shield,
grab
shield,
too. They
shield,
probably
shield,
grab
shield.
too. They're probably looking for grab.
So yeah, grumpy calls are looking for grab. Good call. We don't have our beat, I'm pretty sure. So I think at this point, Nat as the first one dead, you can be like, hey, I'm coming back on May. Everyone die together. You guys can ult when you get back. The first person dead in a fight actually does have a lot of responsibility when it comes to shot calling, because those few seconds that you have as a spectator, you're not worried about mechanics, you're not worried about positioning, you're just a spectator for your team at that point, but you can feed them information. So the first person dead in a fight, I mean, yeah, it sucks that you get picked first, but you can offer your team information that will swing the fight in those few seconds right after getting picked. So right there, if we let our team know we're coming back on the May, maybe Tess doesn't rush that grab, and Mars is able to follow it up a lot more effectively.
Ryan half.
That's huge.
Bean!
Hi, Bean.
I almost have grab.
What's up, friend?
Welcome to the rest of the VOD review.
Alright, Nat.
Where's the VOD review?
We're doing it on Visor.
Links in the chat for your OwOSA.
Oh, we're doing it on Visor. Okay.
I'm respawning now.
Beating.
You see.
So yeah, there's 4 of us on point, but we still use the grab without checking if our Genji's there. So I think that's just sloppy on either Test's part or Mars's part. Being like, don't use grab as Mars, you can make your Zarya wait, or as Zarya, you ask Genji you here, and makes things easy.
Grab that grab.
Kill him, kill him, kill him. I'm down, I'm down. Nice. Careful. Oh. Ding. Oh.
She be always good. Oh my gosh.
You can't
Yeah,
deflect the
that's-
Ryan charge. Back now. Now it's coming back too.
This is.
That's quitter
I
talk.
almost had my ult. I almost had my ult. I almost had my ult.
I almost have mine as well. If we get both support ups, ults up, we can retake.
I'm dead, I'm dead. That's where that little bitch.
Did the
Fucking-
triple fan there.
Wait,
Yes, he triple fanned the hammered me!
Oh
not a
no.
Right.
Mars got stunned or charged again. Feels bad. You do pick the McCree here, which is
Ryan
not
half.
sure if you guys win.
Careful with the dragons, careful with the dragons.
But no.
They have rally armor.
I'm coming back. Don't
I'm
worry,
point, I'm point,
I'm
I'm
charging in.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
good.
counter charge.
Oh yeah, that's when
Oh,
you charged way too far.
I couldn't hit the
Yeah, you
We
missed
got
the
this,
wall.
guys. Don't worry. We take point.
walls are
very
hard
easily.
sometimes, okay? That was my.
Yeah, they're moving all over the place. It's hard to hit 'em. I didn't even know what I was
I'm telling you, officer, that wall came out of nowhere.
Yeah, on defense.
That's good. That's a good idea.
Because there
Yeah,
were
not
a couple
trying to
things happening pretty early.
On defense, do we want to run goats? Just
I
like
don't
have
know.
it like
If we go
because
more for attack.
I mean the whole thing about
Guess
them
no.
is they get a pick and then they go in really hard, which I guess the Mercy could be for, but if we go goats we're pretty beefy. And they have to fight on our point.
Stop playing
So
Overwatch.
Attack
It's
commences
a pretty
in
open
30
point.
seconds.
Yeah, there's a lot of space.
We could go somber and try to hack him. Harass their sniper day.
Sombra might be good for defense. I don't think we can go on attack.
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are talking about too.
All right, everybody, come to front door. Come to front door. We're gonna go through building. There's no potential for boop.
All right.
Roman, I'm not trying to flank this time.
We're gonna.
Good job discussing the pathing. Deciding you guys want to go that way. I don't like discussing what you're gonna do on defense while you're setting up for offense.
I think it's because they thought we were in defense at first.
Got you. Yeah, generally I do like to just focus on what we're immediately ahead of us there. That makes sense. So you guys end up on the Widow Genji.
Potential for boop.
I don't. Again, I really do like this comp for this point. It's just the way in which it should be played is something we haven't practiced. So.
Roman, I'm not trying to flank this time.
We're gonna split left. We're gonna split to the left.
If we're not running goats on these maps like we have become accustomed to, start discussing like, where we need to set up.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Commencing. Capture.
All right, we're gonna split here to left door.
Nice deflect.
Zarya
Heals,
personal.
he
Zarya
heals.
personal. Zarya personal.
Come in, I'm going in. I got stunned. Ooh, thank you.
you're good. I'm dead.
Oh,
Fire strikes.
Ryan is low.
No, he got healed, just be careful.
Guys, we have to reset. We have to reset. Okay, 30 seconds.
Great call on the reset. As a healer in this situation, just try to avoid the choke and won't catch all that spam damage coming your way.
Shout out to Fire Strikes.
Yeah, that shit's tricky. So, I know as a Reinhardt player, I go for like, oh, low health squishies. I'm going for this shit because it's every 5 seconds. There's a potential 100 damage coming your way. So, it's super compelling to want to see the enemy team and know what you're dealing with in this situation, but trust your team here and just like sit behind the truck and we'll like call where we're going and all this stuff. And you can just heal us from back there. A lot easier.
Fucking fire strikes.
You can tell how much Mars dislikes Moira.
I'm 51 mil. Nice kill.
Like
Nice.
one
That's 2
hit
down,
by
that's 2
itself.
down.
They're hard.
You don't
That's
have
huge.
no
That's
bot.
huge.
I'm coming
Yeah,
back
yeah.
now.
Go.
You ready?
Going. That's on a low.
I'm coming back now.
Way to pull them back to point there. And
Kill
then
McCree.
use it. Although, if you're a few seconds more patient, this fight is a lot cleaner.
Got the Moira.
I'm on break.
Three side room. No flashbang.
Get McCree.
Behind.
There's a high charge Zarya. I'm low on health. No, I'm down.
Just live.
Nice. Get that Ryan.
Nice snap. Pop off.
Nice job, guys.
Well, that was not needed.
Holy shit.
It's fine.
Get as many on point as you can.
3 on. Alright, we get 30.
Again, the people that die, can always be calling something, whether it's the, like, my favorite thing to do personally is just let them know the numbers. Say you get a pick and then you die, call that it's a 5v5, and then they kill somebody, 5v4. You lose somebody, 4v4. Like, let your team know the status of the fight, what the numbers are. Because not everybody's staring at the kill feed while things are hectic, and that feedback over comms can be
30 seconds. We have one push.
I'm not there. I got late spawn. I got bad spawn.
Lucio, can
Alright,
you try to...
Come in.
Or in this situation, one of the people who was dead could have been like, it's only tanks, they don't have healers. Don't use ults, you guys win this. Because you have more alive on point. Doing that would have given you guys a free grab blade right here. but Mars ended up using it to secure first, which isn't horrible, but could have been avoided.
We have to group up. We have Shatter too.
Go top left, top left, top left, top left. Come with me, come with me. Here.
We have
Will we have
16
time to
seconds.
get there?
We have 16
I don't
seconds.
think
Yeah,
we're gonna
Be on
have
time.
I can get there.
I don't like that with 16 seconds left.
I can get
we
there.
should just be going straight to point.
Shoot, I can't make it there.
Okay, let's go to Shatter.
Oh no,
You don't
nah.
see it, but it happened.
And because we're all discombobulated from half the team going their own way, we lose our Widow because they get to look wherever they want rather than at our team.
I got two down, I got two down, I got the tank down, I got the tank down.
Ryan is low. Ryan is low.
You guys can do this, you guys can do this.
We shouldn't have last minute
We had,
decided that.
I had to taxi back. I had to taxi me back.
Scared, are you?
It would have worked if we had like 2 more seconds, because we could have all jumped on him at once.
I'm very quick to shut down those ideas whenever Dank brings them up for this very reason. Even if it would have worked in that situation, you're putting yourself in such a tricky and precarious spot at that point where it's like, even with 2 more seconds, the whole team could be right at the edge and get Lucio booped away or some shit. Where if you're just walking down main together with 25 seconds on the clock, you're getting there in time. You could get Maywalled, you could get booped, anything can happen. You're still getting there with 25 seconds left. But if you take that weird ass way, now you're wasting time and making the fight super disorganized and weird. And there's no real advantage to it. Our Widow wants to fire from main. Our team wants to brawl on point. Why not just speed boost in from main?
Focus the Rhine down, and that was their shield gone. A lot of damage.
3 to 2. Switching.
It was
We're playing Genji Widow. We're not gonna win the shield war. That's something we should understand as a team. If we're playing that comp, we're playing for picks and snowball. We're not playing for shield war and long fight. So with the Genji Widow again, the Moira is kind of weird because Moira likes brawling and playing for the long fight. Zen's good because it's a single target healing the snipers need from distance. Ana's good because you can heal your tanks while also keeping an eye on your snipers. There was a lot of stuff, like big picture stuff, that just didn't click team comp wise, and that did make it difficult for you guys to make things happen.
just not able to be executed in the time that we had. That's my bad. Because we weren't around here.
We just
Alright, so you guys go goats, but
be tight and scream what we need to kill.
let's see what happens.
We can still tie this, right?
See them and I'll
Defend
come back.
objective A.
I'm gonna watch for symmetric play.
I hear them left side.
No sim play, no sim play.
You got another flex.
They're going right side. They're going right side of truck. Push in, push in, push in.
Hey, can you pause that?
Yep.
Go back a little bit. Go back where you see the Lucio. Alright, so right there, Dank has a good idea. But at the choke, if they're going to go left side, all Ryan has to do is just push up forward.
Like here?
No, like up to the choke.
Oh,
So
from
rewind,
behind
rewind just right there. Give me control.
right there?
So yeah, so she can come right here, look this way, and then instead of it being a 6v5, it could be a 6v6, and then we could wrap around back onto the point and still be a whole unit. But right now we're a 5v6.
Yeah, I like that. I also like just putting our entire team in this room playing goats and just fighting from this room. We know they're probably running a 2-2. Why not force them to brawl us on our terms rather than let them get a bunch of spam damage with their Hanzo while we're trying to take an engagement? So, it's something I'll try to call a lot when I'm in the game, but something we should recognize as a group as well. When we're playing a certain comp, it should prompt us to play a certain way. So like if we're running Widow Genji, we're not playing for shield break. If we're running goats, we're not playing the choke. We're playing to speed onto them. We're playing to brawl. So it doesn't quite matter where the fight takes place as long as we have our resources available when the fight happens. Goats. If they're able to Stormbow or Ryan Shield all the way down, if we take damage on our supports going in, we're already at a disadvantage engaging. That's where it becomes tricky, and that's fights. So
And if they like come around here, we could wrap around this entire thing right here. And that could be some coverage too.
yeah, playing the truck's really good. I just,
You know?
with goats, we can't hesitate on fighting. The longer we stay at range with a goats comp, the easier it is for them to capitalize our lack of resources. We'll burn bubbles, we'll burn Rhine Shield, and then we're just sitting duck. So goats wants to fight fast and hard.
I'm gonna
Let's
watch
see how
first
long it
Soldier play.
takes to.
I hear them left side.
Remember,
No
it was a
sim play,
quick.
no sim play.
It was quick.
Yeah.
Getting another black.
They're going right side. They're going right side of truck. Push in, push in, push in.
Crash them now,
Push,
crash them
push.
now.
Good call.
Nice stuff.
Good engage.
Brick 1.
Right.
I gotta charge
Unfortunate pin.
I gotta back up. I gotta back up.
If we're playing goats, I don't like the Moira. I do prefer Ana or Zen. Moira is better suited for a longer fight because while she does do like insane fucking amounts of healing, it needs time to occur. It's not burst healing necessarily. While Ana does have the biotic nade to bail out Mew if we go too deep too hard, which happens quite a bit. We don't have that luxury with Moira, and it kind of hurts us as a team specifically. Not to say Moira Goats doesn't have its place and effectiveness, but it's definitely hard to play when we play super fast as we tend to do.
We're low. We don't have a break. We don't have a
Hanzo
break.
top left, Hanzo top left,
Run.
At this point, without the break, I would have probably just called rotate Mega Room on point and fight from there. Just because you are at a disadvantage, and taking this fight doesn't necessarily favor you.
I'll jump the Hanzo when I have a chance.
Ryan. I'm on Ryan. That was my bad.
Ryan,
I
well.
got my fucking.
Ryan's
I had my ult too.
Just give it to them.
Think of Bastion.
We're trying it.
Moira.
When it
Drake,
goes out.
Dash.
I have my strategy
It's
just moving
Sonic.
down.
Like it's a Sonic arrow, and I'm and immediately goes
Once
to
you
shit.
shatter, I'm gonna pop out. I'm not gonna show face until then.
Alright.
Make it check your fast.
Yeah. Love Dank to death, but he does try to pull off a lot of these just like weird ass strategies in the middle of games. If we have a Bastion, if we're playing a Bastion, and we're sacrificing our Lucio to do so, we don't want our Bastion hiding. We want our Bastion spamming the fucking choke, making it hard as fuck for them to walk in.
Yeah, but
They can just press
off chance they
tab
didn't.
and see it. So,
That's what I said.
and yeah, exactly.
It was kind of my fault that he got dived though. I was kind of standing up there. I didn't want to say it at the time because he got pretty upset.
But even then,
but-
like you
yeah.
guys are playing Moira Brig. You guys should be a meatball on point together.
That's true.
So, it's just like bigger picture stuff, team comp stuff, where when and I keep going back to it, like when we're playing certain comps, we have to play a certain way. So, recognizing that and not spreading out when we're playing with two very strong AoE healers probably would have been the best way to help our Bastion live.
They're going left side.
I will say, very good approach by them here. They avoid the potential Bastion spam by going main, and they just plop straight onto point and start fighting. That was probably called by one of them, and
That Brig is looking for a stun.
I'm on break. I'm gonna
I have
shatter.
Genji on me.
Fucking Genji Blade.
Who was up there with me?
I'm low, I'm low.
I didn't want to say it at the time. You sounded bad.
Who was up there with me?
it's
I
all
was.
good.
He came after you and found me.
I think there might have been a Sonic up there.
But again, like, don't hide your Bastion. Surprise Bastion's good in like a stall situation when they don't have time to look at the tab screen. Orisa? Question? So that's something that I think I did mention to you last night, Dean. We're gonna try this strat out. It is Rein Zarya plus Orisa. Orisa stays with the healers and creates a bunker in like the mid to back fight. Rein and Zarya play super aggressively. It's those 5 plus either a Bastion, a Mei. Wait, no. Hold on. It's Rein. The core is Rein, Orisa, 2 healers. Then you can play it with Bastion, Mei, Zarya. There's a bunch of different variants, which I haven't done all my research yet, but I was watching a bunch of like top 100 players play this the other day, and it looked absolute. It's map dependent what you want to run alongside, but the idea is once they do burn your Rein down, once they do burn your Rein shield down, once they do break your Zarya bubbles, you have a safe place to retreat to in the Orisa, and then you get to re-engage with all your cooldowns, with all your everything. I honestly think that's something like that's not something plat teams are gonna figure out very easily. So that's something we can try out.
There.
I'm pretty sure there was.
Like how we abused goats.
Nice.
Yep,
Good.
which we still can.
Beautiful.
You guys didn't run nearly enough goats. I asked me last night, I was like, do you guys just not enjoy running it as much as I do? I love playing.
I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna
What'd
be
you say?
straight up honest with you. Me personally, I would much rather play goats with people who are that we played goats with. You know,
Like
so like Mew, you,
Hi, that's me.
Dank, me, what was it? Mars or Nate on Brig, and I forgot who's on Diva. Oh, Zen Toxin on Diva.
Wait, is that me? Am I Nate?
yeah,
Or
you're
is
Nate
someone else
now.
named Nate? Cool.
Yeah, bitch. Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do agree because that is
Just
like
because we all know how to play with each other and we know what to do, like just by second nature. You know?
Yeah, I agree, and that's something I did talk to Zen about earlier. Is we should start making map dependent substitutes. So like, if we have a map that's super strong for Widow, we're keeping that in. But if it's a map where we're running goats the majority of the time, we might put that on the bench and bring in Zen so we can have a Diva special come in and run the Rein Zarya Diva. So yeah, that I do agree that if we are running a comp that does require that kind of discipline and cooldown management, it's best run with people that are familiar with each other's playstyles. But my goal is eventually that we're all super familiar with each other's playstyles. But I do agree. Come scrim time for right now, I do agree that we should. But granted, that's why we're doing practice scrims.
When's our next scrim, by the way?
Next week.
Next weekend,
next week?
probably. Yeah. I don't think they released this yet, but it's probably February 2nd.
Oh, that bitch dead.
Isn't that Groundhog's Day?
Groundhog Day. Hell yeah.
Sounds like we get that day off.
Friday the
It's a
25th.
holiday.
This Friday.
I don't think it's a holiday.
We're playing Aether again Friday night.
I might not be there.
Okay.
I will be
But
there.
we need to beat him this.
Yeah.
I know we have to beat them, but you guys can
I
beat
have
them
to whittle
without me.
do Lucifer again.
But yeah, I think just to like not get what's the word I want to use? Complacent, I guess.
Pussy.
I want us to start doing regular practice scrims, in between, like quick play practices or whatever, reviews and stuff. Because recording those practice
bad.
scrims and like playing in a super competitive environment will just take it a lot more seriously than just jumping into quick play. Alright, so let's see. Doing Nimbani, attack.
I don't exist here.
You don't exist here, and I'm very mad there's no goats happening.
I have a question.
What's up?
Do we always have to play an attack first?
Red team plays attack first, so when you're in the lobby,
Because
it's determined then.
I saw that with like the last team that played, like I believe it was Monday, and I don't know. It's always like the attacking team that has to set like the example and has to set the bar, which usually it's like
Yeah,
showing
a
that
switch
one
of
side usually wins more than the other side, but I don't remember which one it is. I can look it up.
because I remember Monday defense team won like 3-0. And I know it's not just they're on defense therefore they win. I don't know. It's a common occurrence I kept seeing, and I kept
yeah,
up. And
I think it's because of the way they set up the lobby and the streams. They have to keep each team on like their respective side, and that results in one team having to start on attack for.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's just like an OCC thing. So yeah, I would have liked to see goats here at some point.
I think we can run it with the Zen, honestly. I don't think a bad call there.
Okay.
If we're taking fights really quickly, I say we go Lucio over to the Ana. And honestly, I think we can take fights pretty quick.
Do you want me to go Lucio then?
Not yet. I wouldn't run it yet. But if we're taking fights as quickly as I think we're going to with the Sombra hacks, then that's gonna be something that I suggest.
This is a weird comp. The Sombra kind of wants time to set up, wants distraction.
Did gun go off of a 12? What is it? Instead of like a 10 count counting system, it's like 12 count. That's cool.
Or for a burst.
No, it's guns. You know how the guns all have like their own little animations that show you how many
Where are we
they
going
have
first?
on them? I think Sombra's, I haven't looked at it too much, but I think it goes off of a 12 counting system. So
Oh no, it uses some weird like computer language, like hacker language. Remember?
Oh, Mike stopped playing Overwatch.
So is it like a 12 count system? That would make sense. Or 16? Is it a 16 system?
I don't know. But so you're running the Ana and the Sombra with dive essentially. The Ana and the Sombra, like the Ana can work with dive. It's hard on this map because the Ana's just gonna end up sitting here and isolating herself, and she can get cut off from you guys really easily. Unless you guys take the high ground, which again with dive is kind of weird because you end up taking a brawl fight up there most of the time. So that's why I'm like, I like goats here. You run up top, flush the high ground. If they are set up in the back, you take the blue hallway in the back.
The Ryan's in this top
brawl
row.
on them, but
The Ryan's
watching this the other night, I was just like, damn, why didn't they go?
in top room.
Look
Come
at
bottom,
the
I think, come bottom.
statistics. Looks like defense
Yeah, so
has
go
a
bottom.
higher percent win rate on almost all of them, except for 3.
Interesting.
Except for Nat.
It's very slight though, less than 1%. They got hog.
McCree top left. McCree top left. We can dive him now. We can dive him now.
Top left.
Contact.
Reaper on me, Reaper on me.
I'm on you
Back room,
guys.
back room, back room, back room.
This is where I got
Just
split
wait
up
for you
with the 2 tanks that were up top.
Um,
There were the 2 enemy tanks at the bottom of the stairs, and I was kind of in like the around side, and I just couldn't get back up to them.
so we can call that. We can just be like, we're split, group up for heals. Because,
Yeah.
if our
I
Genji,
need help, I need help.
which he does pick up the frag, but our Genji takes this fight without any further support from his tank line or healers. Which is super dangerous against a Reaper. If he wasn't popping off and Mars wouldn't have.
Attack.
Help me. Give me space.
So yeah, you get isolated here, which sucks. Mars is isolated on point, also sucks. Did we lose anybody on the way in?
No.
McCree top left, McCree top left.
So
We
that
can
was
dive him now,
actually
we
a
can dive
really
him now.
good engage,
Top left.
and we're able to soft reset.
Reaper on me, Reaper on me.
I'm not on you
Back room,
guys.
back room.
The tanks are splitting me from you guys.
Oh, so you do call it. That's a very good call. So yeah, rather than saying tanks are splitting, we just say we're split no heals, just so they know the no heals part. But that's a really big call out. Lets your team know you're not with them, and lets them play accordingly.
I need help.
Nice pick.
Free sacked.
Help me. Give me space. I'm giving
Coming
space.
to you, Mars.
So that's big. If
Chasing me,
I think
Roadhog's
Ruby
chasing
might
me.
die here.
The
Mars
McCree's
dies
low.
because
McCree won.
Roadhog sleeping. Someone
Stop,
roll Roadhog.
stop.
So yeah, I think once we push the Reaper in there, nobody called off Mars, and he was like, "Oh, we're going in, we're diving, we're going in," and he was just like, "Go to point, fight, let's go," and nobody
I
really
thought-
called a soft reset.
On that part, I know Nat called McCree hacked, and I think he missed his dash slightly on the McCree.
They're splitting me from you guys.
Because Nat does call McCree, and it's so soft.
I need help.
Nice pick.
Free sacked.
See right there.
Oh yeah.
So Mars goes immediately. He sees it,
Yeah, the McCree
and then he's trying to go to it. But at the same time,
Help me.
Zenyatta, who is it? Zenyatta and someone else is in the Mega. Are Ana and Winston are up top on the stairs.
So this is actually a fucking great illustration of how disconnect and the mistiming that results from disconnect can lead to either a lost fight or just a lost teammate. Not calling the hacked McCree here in Mars' head says we're engaging. This is a fight we're taking. Meanwhile, our tanks have just hard retreated, and our main healers trying to stay alive versus their tanks. None of which Mars is aware of because he's been in a hallway fighting a Reaper. So that's kind of what I was saying earlier too with your teammates don't always see the same thing as you. Any information you can give them is great. So if our Winston or Diva or somebody lets our Genji know or just lets our team know we're holding back for a second before engaging, or somebody says keep our healer alive and we go and we chase Grumpy and keep him alive and then go in from there, like those are the plays that'll keep our Genji alive and keep that extra
Give me
snowball
space, give me
potential.
I'm giving
Coming
space.
to you,
Roadhog.
This should have been a free kill if we called like a 3-2-1 engage on McCree.
Chasing me.
But-
Roadhog's chasing me.
McCree's low.
The Brig has the stun and Mars gets punished. So that's super unfortunate.
McCree won.
Roadhog sleeping. Someone roll Roadhog.
Stop.
Where was on me?
McCree. I need health bad.
Moira was low. Moira was
No, I
low.
wasn't even there. Never mind.
It was my fault. I should have died immediately. The entire time the Brig was chasing me, I should have just let her kill me.
Yeah, it happens. A few seconds is a few seconds. What I don't like is trying to play from the bottom room with Dive running the Ana Zen, because it's a really easy move for them to cut off your heals and push your heals. Playing the high ground, especially with their McCree on the low ground, they don't really have much that can threaten the healers if they sit up there. So if we just push up top initially, give our healers that space, and then dive to point, it becomes an easier fight to take.
Regroup.
Okay, we're gonna top left.
Dag was upset he had to play Ryan.
Yeah.
They're up top.
Dick was
again.
really upset.
Who woke the Roadhog?
It might have been me.
Oh, hey, I came back.
have a fucking cannon that zaps everything.
I mean, you were on the other side of the point, though.
Doesn't matter.
It's alright.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sure I've said this to you guys before. I come from the basketball school of mentality. You could get dunked on with a dude's junk in your face one play. You gotta be ready to juke him up and dunk on him the next play or score on them the next play. So it doesn't matter what happened last fight, how shitty things went. We should always be focused on the next. I know it's a weird analogy. I'm sorry about the visualization of a dude's
Fair enough,
junk in your
doesn't matter.
face.
Alright, we're gonna top left here.
Oh,
Here.
I like
Focus right.
pussy.
Focus
I'm
to right
sorry.
click. Focus
But
right
here
click.
you go. This is
Right now.
really good because you guys try to take the high ground at least.
We can't
That's 2 ults.
play dive
Think I'm
into
not right
Ryan.
Yeah, we can. Done it
Um,
before. We can do it.
We're not.
so you can play dive into Orion.
We've done it before.
But-
We dive into Orion.
On this patch at least, playing dive into these healers with this DPS and the hog, that's gonna be pretty tough. So if the Ryan's playing with like a Zen Ana, yeah, you can cut off their heals, win with dive. If they're playing with Brig Moira, it's gonna be a tall order to break that with dive. So you were both kind of right there. Rather than be like, we can't play dive against Orion, rather than address problems, offer solutions is what I like to try to do. So like, if we're struggling against Ryan and Hog, we need to run Zarya to deal with their Hog, farm the Hog with Zarya, win the fight there. Or just like, or pose it as a question. Because it's really easy for, in the heat of the moment, for teammates, especially like if Dank's already not feeling it right there, hearing like we can't run dive into this, it just becomes like a weird, like uncomfortable situation over the comms where instead of that we can be talking about how do we abuse their comp. We go Zarya, we go Zen Goats and focus down their tanks, we win. Alright, switch, win the fight. So yeah, either if you think there's a problem, either ask your teammates how we should deal with it, or ask your teammates how they think we should deal with it and then offer your input as well. Or what's it called? I just zoned the hell out.
Only have me play main tank.
Only have Mew pay. No, that's not what I was gonna
Damn it!
Yeah, well, you left.
I didn't want to play fucking Zen on this because we talked about that. And I did not feel comfortable playing Zen in a scrim setting yet.
I mean, you probably wouldn't have had to in this roster.
I know, but I was still nervous, and my anxiety was spiking.
It's all good. Things happen. But this is one of the times we could have used that quote unquote tab reset where we could have all just pressed tab, looked at the screen and been like, hey, we either need to beat them with Discord or them with a Widow, or like there are a lot of answers to this comp, but we need to like look at the comp and see how we want to answer it rather than running dive into it over and over again when they have the two best healers for dive.
Yeah, we can. We've done it before. We can do it.
Okay, Nap, you better be popping off.
Okay.
We're gonna run one more time. And if I have to play Ryan, then I have to play Ryan. It's fine.
I was nervous, so I didn't really pop off a lot.
We have Nanoblade this fight.
I know, I thought you were doing great. You were kicking sheep's ass, so that was
Just
good
go
enough for
main.
me.
Just go main.
Love her though.
They're gonna be up top left. Just go
I
main.
think it was pretty even, like...
They're up top left.
Yep.
Hey,
You
Grumpy.
guys can be a little.
Wait for him to
What's up?
Go back a little bit.
Yeah, Grumpy, go back.
Go back. Hey, Steve. Go back to the initiate of the fight. Initiate the fight.
Right here
Just go
or
in.
the previous
Just go
The,
fight?
in.
the previous
They're gonna
fight.
be up top left. Just come in.
So,
Regroup.
McCree, one.
Roadhog sleeping, Roadhog sleeping, Roadhog sleeping.
okay, right here.
Break purple.
Is this the one?
Huge.
Healing up top.
Is this the one? I don't know which one. That's the second fight.
Top.
There's the first fight.
Ow.
Nat, can you see where they're going or no?
Hold on. I'm trying. Is this the first fight still?
No, I just saw
Wait, weren't you guys just on offense? Playing defense now.
Yeah. That's
I have
exactly what I
Blade.
wanted. Okay. Well, anyways,
They went high ground first.
so when they went high ground, Grumpy, I always play right here.
Okay.
If a Widow is sniping me from this side over here,
As
I
a
use-
Lucio?
No, as if you play Ana. If you
Okay.
play Ana. And if a Widow's sniping me, I use this cover to shield myself.
Okay.
And once they start all going onto the point right here, I drop down behind here into this little crevice right here, so they can't see me, or they have to use a lot of resources to come get me, which I will call it out, and then the team will follow up. So the team can come back and so let's say they run a Winston, I will call out the Winston. I'll call out the Winston, and on that point forward, either Ryan, Zarya, or a DPS, somebody's going to come and help me out over here on this side. And right there's just a tank lost, and then it's a winnable fight. So I've noticed that you like to. I know it might be jitters. You get a little antsy. You start playing in front of the tanks or at the tank line. So I personally, as an honor player, I like to be away where I can see everybody. So right here, I can see all this, and down here, and I can see if they're coming down from the bottom, or if they're coming from behind. And then if things need to be rotated, I rotate up to here, and if I'm getting pressured, I just jump down here.
Okay. I
So-
was Lucio for this part, right?
I
But
know.
like, okay, that's okay.
Just saying.
I understand.
So, just saying. As an honor
No.
player.
Thank you for. I thought you were. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not critiquing. I'm just saying, like
For
a little
future,
advice.
giving me
Yeah.
tips. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I need all the help I can get right now.
So.
Yeah, that's
You
what
can
this is like. Honestly, these VOD reviews are mostly just for helping each other understand stuff.
Yeah.
However way we can.
And honestly, it took me a good season as playing Ana and watching ML7 and playing with grandmasters who are Ana mains. Like, it took me a lot of time to just understand how Ana works and where I should be positioned. And granted, I still fuck up. But the more information I can give to other supports, the better we can be as a team.
Yeah. No, I 100% appreciate that.
So
hold on, I gotta reload this session real quick.
Also, after we're done with this VOD, I did miss yesterday, so I just would like some helpful tips on cooldown management stuff because I was fucking scared, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
more
fine.
you play in a scrim environment, the
I also
more comfortable you'll get with that kind of stuff.
I think in the earlier VOD, like someone called me out for using my sleep darts, just like whipping them out, and like I 100% agree with that.
Yo, I do that shit too with Ana. I
And,
just use
like-
that shit on cooldown basically.
Holy shit! Like I tell myself, okay, you need to save it if you're being attacked, and I
Say
still
that-
do it anyway, and I'm just like, fuck.
It honestly just takes a lot of discipline and just practice. That's seriously it.
Yeah.
The more you get punished, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll be like, okay, well, maybe I should, try something new. What I do with the bio grenades is if they're in the grav, I will try to look a wall behind them or around them,
Yep.
so it could avoid the shield and it could do a splash damage and get everyone purple. And I noticed that a lot of people on this elo, they don't do that.
Alright,
Yeah.
so when you were talking about the Ana positioning earlier, Bean, you actually made me think of an interesting discussion that I don't think we've had as a group. about angles and opening angles regarding a corner. So if you've played like CSGO or any like serious shooter like that, you might be familiar with this concept. But basically, your position along this wall determines how far somebody has to expose themselves in order to see you. So as a Ryan or Zarya player, you can actually abuse this.
Alright, player.
Understanding that you might be low on resources, if you hug a wall and pull back, you force them to take a very wide angle to see you. And now they're out in open space and your team can take advantage of that. I'm sure Nat as a Widow is familiar with this, because this is something that Widow players try to do, is they will bait the other Widow into taking a wider angle than they do, so that they can get an easier look at them and an easier shot. So, anytime we're trying to bait a fight, we should try to abuse those angles. This is definitely something we could get into more depth on, but I want to read up more on and be more familiar with before giving you guys like wrong information. So I'll leave it at that, but it is something to note that like you can abuse corners by forcing your opponents to walk too far around them.
Yep, they're all up top left again. At least Moira is.
So this is last fight.
Alone, breaks down alone.
The words last fight should be said. Yeah. We somehow forwarded through the last fight.
We're back. We're on attack.
Yeah. So this is the last fight.
No.
We were pushing in.
Let's go to point.
Nobody called last fight. Dank's just yelling points, so nobody really knows why. But
Get behind me if you have to.
let's see. Yes, take a fight on point. The positioning's decent.
Moira low.
You guys killed Moira, but they had the ult.
Character name.
Oh, also Grumpy.
What's up?
The Lucifer. Call the character.
Yeah, I was freaking
Just
out, yeah.
and like I said, dude,
Just something out.
Can I try to explain myself for that, because I 100% understand, but like I don't know if it's something wrong with me or like I just am freaking out, but I constantly forget names of characters and I just see like a name tag and I just say it, and I hate that about myself. I know it's wrong, but like instead of me just fumbling with words for like half a second, I just kind of just spill it out.
What if you describe them? What if you say like sword man?
Yeah, scary wraith thingy.
This Asian guy with the bow is attacking me, dude.
Shotgun man
it's like
in my
Bowman.
face.
Dead.
No, but that raises a good point. You don't need to be super specific. Just be like, I need help on me. Help your Ana.
Or help in the back.
Yeah,
or...
help. Honestly, I like when my teammates will say their character name. So, like, me as a Zarya, if I'm playing solo queue and comp or whatever, I'm not saying help me. I'm saying help your Zarya. So, you as a healer, you can always be like, help your Ana, help your Lucio. Or even if you, like, aren't a healer and you see your Ryan needs help, be like, yo, help your Ryan, heal your Ryan. It's something you'll hear at the high ranks a lot. Like, let your team know they have to help each other because they might not know that they have to do so in the moment.
Wait, Grumpy, how are you there?
I'm the opposite of
Reaper
you.
was pushing me.
I'll in the middle of the game I'll forget who's on my team, like who's what name, and I'll just go by your characters.
I flip flop between that. Sometimes I'll just be like,
It's literally a
sometimes
repeat
I'll
of last
say
fucking week.
character name.
Why do
So
we go up every single time?
I don't know what else to fucking do. I don't play main tank. I don't play Reinhardt specific.
oh man, yeah, that last fight on Volskaya, I
He was
think
pretty. He was pretty heated. I want to say he was heated from the very beginning.
oh man, so it might have just been IRL
Oh.
stuff he was worried
I think
about.
it was because
I
someone
know-
told him that he had to be here to show up, but Mew ended up being here, and he's like, "Oh well, I'm here now, and I guess you don't need me anymore." I think it's just
Yeah, he's like,
I thought my internet was gonna shit itself, and I didn't know if it was gonna get home.
yeah, we were like,
Yeah, I don't blame him for that, especially if he went out of his way to be there early. And
yeah, and that's why I was like, fuck, and
No, it's
like,
fine.
you want to play, like,
We
you
don't
know,
play with
like
Test
you
a whole
rushed
lot.
here.
Yeah,
play,
that's
man.
just an
Like,
unfortunate
That
situation.
much, So on it, and
so
Mars
I
played
personally
with
felt bad because I
two or
was
three
like,
times, so
"Hey,
maybe
we
the only
need you
person
now." And then Mew's like, "Oh yeah, you know we're good, we're good. My internet's fine now." I'm like, "Well, fuck." So
There
I
was a
felt
storm. I apologize.
no. Like shit happens, man. Like shit literally happens, and there's nothing we can control about that. You know, I personally felt bad because I was the one saying, "Hey, we need to like, yo, dude, like we need you."
Yeah.
You know, so
Didn't Zen's like monitors just stop working the day? Like,
yeah,
no,
like his
that was
computer,
that was last week.
like
I know
Like-
that was last week, but like shit
Yeah.
happens. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so out of the blue.
and like I personally felt bad because I felt like I rushed him to get to the scrim, and then I was like, "Fuck, well, here you rushed here, like play,
yeah,
man." Like,
but like,
you know?
Like I love this team for that reason. No matter how shitty like things can get, at the end of the day, we all still just like put ourselves on the same page and play together and pop off. So like, yeah, that was a shitty IRL circumstance where Dank had every right to be annoyed. Carrying it with him into the game, I don't agree with. It's something that I try to avoid, but I definitely understand.
Regardless of losing, I'm still fucking proud of all of us for getting that tie on this map.
Oh yeah, y'all,
like holy shit, I was so hyped.
Y'all played so well. Like throughout the scrim, there was so much great. Like if you go and look at the flow feedback, most of it is neutral or positive review. There's very little actual like negative feedback
Except
there.
for my boxes.
Except
Trying
for
to
Mew
keep
Mew
the dream alive.
shattering a bunch of boxes on 66. But we don't talk about that anymore.
We won that, so it's fine.
I
Was
saw
there fish in the
people.
box?
it was
No, there were no
all-
fish in the fucking box.
No, Nat, it was actually your fault.
What?
You used
Yeah,
infrasight.
completely. And the boxes.
That's
were
your
total-
fault. That's all your fucking fault.
And there were two people on the other side of these boxes, and
Oh my
Mew
god.
went from swinging the camera around all crazy like to being like, "Oh shit, there's two people right there. I should press Q right here."
It was on Mew's defense. It was an intimidation smash.
Yeah,
They're gonna run
Yes,
something
scare 'em
to just
away.
jump on top of us. That's the
That's
only
I'm good at
problem.
scaring people.
trying to
away.
bait
That's
out support ults.
They're just
Yeah.
They hear the shadow, they press Q.
Mhm.
It was 100% strat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big brain.
Big brain.
So here, I do not agree with this at all, but y'all made it work. I was so impressed.
Yeah.
The Orisa hog on this point is ballsy. Super, super ballsy.
Now we had that totally.
I mean, you had whatchamacallit.
I think they were just so used to us running Ryan, Zarya, Genji, Widow. I don't know. We play that a lot.
You had Grumpy with Hog and Orisa the entire time, and me just over here in the background be like, "Hi guys."
True, true. But yeah, that was like I never see Orisa hog run defensively on this map, and seeing it work was really cool.
And I think that's what caught them off guard too.
I
I mean,
Yeah, something. It's just sometimes.
I think if
like
we
that.
tried it again, they would know how to beat it, especially.
Oh,
after
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think the element of surprise is really important.
Yeah,
And I have to admit, Dank played a nasty Orisa.
yeah.
Yeah.
He kept them at range effectively the whole time, which was really good. His rotations were nice. Lucifer.
Top.
Stinky boy.
Everybody rotate. Everybody rotate. Rotate point. Rotate point
Big.
now. Rotate point now.
Good kill. Yeah, good kill on the.
Oh my god.
See, I can't even.
Okay,
remember
you see,
anymore.
Grumpy, you see where I'm at right now?
Yeah,
And
I did.
then Then I jumped down and I'm over here. So I'm up.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw you.
Up
I
on the high
see.
ground. I jumped down. I used a bio grenade on a diva because I saw she wasted Matrix, and then I just stayed over there at the bottom waiting.
So yeah, staying up at the X gives you great sightlines to the point. You rotate to this natural cover when necessary, and then you drop back to the bushes and play Fortnite.
And if you see on the screen right now, there's a widow shot where I was. So I rotated, and then I rotated to the cover,
She kills him because I guess I wasn't paying attention, and then he dropped down, so I like went peeked over to get heals, and you weren't there anymore.
I'm gonna die. They're gonna team up all over me.
Hanzo sucks. Started playing
Just
Overwatch.
And then do you see me how I rotated back? I saw them coming towards me, so I just pulled back a bit.
Yeah, no, I see that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's something Mew that you and I as tanks need to get a lot better at.
What am I doing?
We need to kind of be like a rubber band.
What?
When they push into us, we need to kind of like yield a little bit, give them the space, and then boom, snap on them.
I do like to snap.
So
Yeah,
if giving them a little bit of initial space will allow us to look for that opening where we can snap on them.
I'm gonna eat their ass.
Get the run.
Oh my god.
McCree run. McCree behind me, McCree half. On me.
Good call, good
I got him.
recognition.
I got him. It's okay.
Oh, you can
I was
definitely hear
heavily-
that tank is not pleased with anything.
I'm like calling it out. He's like, where?
But
You
to
see
that
me-
end,
and
again,
then-
either using your character name or using landmarks is always good. Behind doesn't say a whole lot. Behind could mean the high ground up there, could mean the high ground up here, could mean behind point. So saying behind point in the room or
Behind payload.
yeah, and for that I would probably just say behind point, and most people will start looking right there. But the more vague the call out, the harder it is to follow it up. So that's something we can do leading up to each scrim actually, is discuss the nomenclature or the terms we want to use for each map. So like where Hollywood you have like cafe, you have high ground, you have server room. We can give names to a lot of locations on a lot of maps to make it easier to make those callouts.
I feel like Overwatch doesn't have enough of those. Like,
you can
in
kind of
general.
Actually, he has like a PDF or something. It was like a list of
Yeah,
all of
it-
the common ones.
Yeah, there's a
Ooh,
if you go
could
to-
find that would be sick.
if you go, it's pinned.
Oh,
It's pinned, and it's the first pin on our Discord,
all right, sick. Yeah, so we'll
And it has
we'll start
call-
utilizing those.
and it has callouts for every single map.
That's awesome. Yeah, we will use the hell out of it.
Oh, I just saw that.
Bottom.
I know I sound like a broken record, but between fights, please try to just press tab and look at what else you have and decide how you want to win the next fight.
I have blade here.
wow.
I need healing up top. I need healing up top.
More res.
Run in the back. Run in the back. Run in the back.
Ryan. I'm on Ryan.
Eva's low.
Throw shots of that shield when I throw it.
I like the call there, Nat. If you need healing and it's something that's like urgent, rather than just saying it once urgently, repeating yourself twice is the perfect way to just like convey that urgency. Healing up top, or like I'm on Zarya, like
I did say it twice.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I was pointing out that I did like the way you called that out because
Yeah.
no, that was horrible. I don't want you to do what I like. No, that was super good because like sometimes somebody like a healer will heal. Here, I need healing, but they're healing somebody already, and in their mind, they see what they're healing, so it's more important. But that extra just like nudge to be looking for you is really valuable. Although
I don't see it.
unless it's like super heavy focus fire on 2CP type stuff, you don't want to repeat yourself too much because then we get cluttered comms and it's hard to make sense of stuff. But repeating something twice is the perfect happy ground to. Oh yikes!
That was nice.
Mars found her.
To try to.
Oh yeah,
get
I
your
do
team's
remember
attention.
that.
Go.
What? Where's the widow? Mars found her.
Yeah. They're like, "Where's the widow? Where's the widow?" Oh, Mars found him.
We have 5 ults here.
Let's not use them all at once.
Yeah, we can nano blade this fight, or we can
Widowmaker on.
or we can bongo blade.
Huge net, huge.
Try it. Can you see anything?
Mid,
They're all
mid,
mid.
mid, 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 mid.
See me, Grumpy?
Huge, huge, huge.
No,
Shoot it
no,
three, shoot it three.
Ryan 1, Ryan.
That was so unfortunate. I had my my ult there.
Oh yikes. I did want to point out they do a very good job of not taking a poke battle and just straight committing when they want to take the fight. Yeah, not much more to say there, but it's just something we can note and try to do as well as if running a Lucio and we don't have speed boost, it's gonna be really hard to walk in unless we do it quickly.
Huge, huge.
Wow, that's a nice guy.
Shoot it three, shoot it three.
Can't deflect shatters.
Hey, heals. Okay. I'm coming back with B. You guys, I believe in you guys.
We got it, it's easy. We shouldn't need ult.
You still have
I'm
a
hanging.
lot of ults.
They just soft reset.
Save them.
Yep.
Oh,
We
shit.
can
Shatter, they have
bongo
more
blade.
ult.
We can bongo blade.
Wait, what?
Why is it green?
Yeah, what?
Is
What are
Mars
you
cheating?
doing, Overwatch? No, I think it's just the colorblind settings wigging out.
Mars is a UI overlay
Shatter,
confirmed.
they have more ult.
We can bongo blade.
Bongo blade works.
Yeah, bongo blades, because I think I said this last night. Supercharger is, in terms of damage, a nano boost for the entire team. So
Yeah.
Some people don't register that like that's how powerful it actually is, but
It's
if we
pretty
do see a
powerful.
supercharger and it goes unassessed,
again?
we're probably losing
Yeah,
that
they're
fight.
mid.
So
I don't know.
if we can't kill the bongo, kill the bongo. Bongo blade.
Genji's still behind.
Bongo
Genji is still
blade.
behind.
Bongo blade.
One
I
more
like
time.
This
What is
Ryan,
that?
burn this
Bongo blade.
Huge, 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 huge.
I just didn't hear you the first
This could
time.
be last fight. I have my ult.
I like the huge calls. Like
I'm
positive
gonna hold
reinforcement's always good,
We're holding
but
point here.
if it's mid fight,
Let's hold up.
try to just say it once and like
What ults do they have?
Yeah, hold up.
Sorry,
keep
I
making
was
calls.
excited.
Nah, I totally feel you, dude. Like I'm not knocking it. It's just something we can try to clean up a
Steven,
little
they're
bit.
doing dive.
Oh my god, I died.
Alright, we got a rotate point now. Rotate point now.
Genji's out.
Winston one, Winston one, Winston one.
That's a good beat on their engage. It allows for counter
On me,
aggression.
they're all on me, they're on me, behind.
You're just ganking the
Yeah, they were all just behind for some reason.
So I think they could have won this fight.
I think what they were thinking was that I was going to be up on the high ground and rotate bottom, and that's why they went all committed that way.
Got you. And you were over
And
here.
then- Yeah, I was up top, right underneath the tracer.
Nice. So
It's
yeah,
just playing mind games.
that was good because if they do commit
You gotta come out.
everyone under our Orisa here, we lose that presence on point and we lose that kind of safe space to play from. But our Orisa is just like, oh, they're all going that way. I'm gonna just hang out and turtle in the corner here, and it works out in our favor.
They're all on me, behind.
Yeah, tracer on me, tracer on me.
Again, at our spawn is probably a good call here.
Yeah.
Just to be a little more specific.
Tracer on me, I need help, please.
I got you. I'm keeping you up.
I'm on tracer behind you.
Tracer's 1. Tracer's 1.
Oh, that's frustrating.
I have.
Tracer.
Get the tracer, the tracer. Below in the back.
Did you know he was close
Can I
to
go bomb again?
Blade there?
Diva in the back.
You should say
no.
yes.
No, I actually just gave it to him.
Either way it works, but that
That's
worked
bomb,
out
that's bomb.
beautifully.
Don't move your shield.
I'm not.
Oh, that's the thing I hate. Like, if there's a bomb and there's like an Orisa and she moves her shield.
Yeah. When Orisa first came out, I pissed my friends off because I did that a few times.
Nice.
Nice.
That's tie, but we
Alright, and that's the script. Like, honestly, y'all impressed the hell out of me. played great games. Your game sense and calls were super on point. There were just the games you lost, I feel like with the team comps you were playing in those situations were meant to be lost. And that's not a knock on you guys. It was just like you guys didn't realize that you were putting yourself in a... But I mean, great fucking job.
We did it.
Y'all did that thing.
I was making sure that Dank was, he's like, I need healing, I'm healing. Like, I got you, man. Don't worry.
And that reassurance is good. Like, I know me as a Zarya player, I love when I get that kind of reassurance from my Ana or from whoever's pocketing me. Like, I got you, go in. Because, again, anytime you can give your teammate information that will prompt a change in their playstyle for the better.
Like how I do with Mew. I was like, Mew, get aggressive, and then I nano her.
Yeah, like those are the fucking plays. That's the shit that makes us tick. I've said
it a lot last season too. I was like, Mew, get aggressive.
Yeah, and that call, like, the team follows it, and we do things. In the same vein, like, if I say I'm at 85 on grab, I'll farm it up and we have it this fight. We as a team start playing a little more patient and waiting for that grab to come out. We know we're not trying to hard engage until that grab's there. So, like, those are the kind of macro calls that we can focus on to make some of the disconnect, like, disappear and get everybody on the same page.